Welcome back. You are watching Business Today here on KTN News, and with me, Joy Doreen Bira. And let's just take a quick look at our Twitter poll question, where we were asking, do you agree with the move by the EAC countries to phase out mitumba or second-hand clothes? Do you agree with the move by the EAC countries to phase out mitumba or second-hand clothes? And taking a look at the poll that actually just closed, let's see what you are saying in regard to this. We're having, well, those of them who are saying no, or those of you who are saying no, stand at about 65%. Those of you saying yes, they should be phased out, stand at 28%. Those who think they do not know whether or not they should be phased out, standing at 5%. And those of you in the others category, you neither fall here nor there, but you have reasons as to why, stand at 2%. Let's just take a look at some of the tweets and what you're saying. Dennis Okoth is saying, I don't support this opinion because it will lead to joblessness. And Dickens Nyamogo is saying, I disagree because there is not a place or an option of immediate replacement of the businesses to accommodate these traders, and the idea of mitumba phase out is great, but needs to be gradually done by availing an adequate option, because the businesses of these traders are going to be affected. Those are some of the views, but we'll take a look at what else you are saying towards the end of the show. Now, technology plays a big role in whatever we do today, and we don't have that many technology solutions companies across East Africa, but one thing is for sure, that Kenya leads among the countries that are tech-savvy and among companies and citizens that have taken up technology solutions. Now, in studio with me, we have J.A. Prasad, who is the head of strategy business, to talk to us about technology consumption in Kenya and beyond. If some of you have heard about Copycat, I'm sure you have seen the logo, a very interesting logo with, two cats, I don't know, facing each other or something like that. But it's a very interesting logo, actually, for a technology company. But let's get into the details of this company and get to see how they are staying afloat with all this increased technological competition in the country today. Thank you so much for joining us, Prasad.
Thank you so much for having me.
Well, Copycat has been in the industry in Kenya and beyond for quite some time now. But did it initially start as a technology company, or you started as something else and gradually grew into a technology solutions company?
Great question. As you rightly said, the two cats, which started as a company in 1985 by our founders, late Mr. Raju Patel, and the current chairman and managing director, Mr. Nazir Noordin. Their single biggest objective was to offer quality equipment with first-class support and service capability in the market. So they started as a copier business or a photocopying business. And in fact, we completed 30 years, and today we are celebrating with our customers this transformational journey. Their quest to offer quality solutions has actually transitioned us naturally to move into ICT solutions. This is what has given us enough inputs from our customers, and we have grown from Kenya. We moved into the rest of the East African countries, Tanzania, Uganda, Ethiopia, and Rwanda. So we are today complete ICT solution provider and represented in East Africa. It doesn't mean that we left our copier solutions as such, but what we have done is now we are offering it in a way which is more innovative to provide total office solutions. So these total office solutions now consist of managed print services, production print services, cash management solutions, physical security solutions. What we are doing all along is we have the ability to foresee the market transitions, and we listen to our customers. Our customers are our biggest assets, and they are the ones who are telling us what their needs are, what they are exactly looking for. So because of which we could seek and bring in the best of the world-class partnerships to the country.
All right, so tell me about the key drivers in today's technology industries. Let's for a minute forget about what about the numbers. Let's talk about the key drivers of growth for technology companies, for instance, for Copycat. Which are the key drivers?
If I have to say, service providers is one of the biggest driver in the African market. And service provider continues to provide us with enough business, and that is the single biggest driver all along. But if you look at the pace of technology that is changing, the digitization is driving a lot more technologies coming into picture, likes of Internet of Things, likes of cloud and managed services, security. We have big data, analytics. These are all the technologies which is going to drive growth in the next 3 to 4 years. That's what we foresee it.
All right. And when you look at the solutions that the technology companies are offering today, or the solutions that we have in the market today, do you identify any gaps when it comes to technology consumption?
As you began earlier, you said Kenya, especially in the East Africa and African market, is technology savvy country. It has adopted. They are the early adopters. That means they are the risk takers. And fortunately, we have organizations today who have implemented technologies which we have not even seen in the developed countries. The gap do exist. The technology, we cannot adopt it for the technology's sake. It has to address a definite business outcome.
Yeah.
Right? That's where integrators, partners like us come into picture, who understand this technology and develop an ecosystem around the technology, localize it so that the customer's needs are actually met. So not all technologies are actually applicable for the local market, but there are specific technologies. That's why we have a group of young and bright people. They are propelling our innovation for East Africa region, trying to look for which are all those technologies which will make difference to this region, and especially for Kenya.
Okay. Would you say that is a differentiation factor for technology companies like yours?
Absolutely. We always try to stay ahead of the pack. As I said earlier, we have the ability to see the market transitions, and we invest. We invested in skills. That is our human capital, and that cannot be easily copied. So when I say human capital, all these technologies requires a deep understanding. That understanding comes from high-level skills, which are sometimes available and sometimes not available within the country. So we continually develop programs and see how we can attract and retain the best of the technical skills into the country.
Right.
That is our single biggest differentiation. And we always try to bring in the best of the technologies first into the market. And we'll continue to do so, even in the days to come.
All right. As much as there are so many opportunities in the technology market today in Kenya, there are also a number of challenges, and I guess that also has to do with resistance to technology. How do you deal with that, and how do you make sure you stay afloat with the changing technological trends in information systems?
It's actually a good problem to have, in the sense there is, I wouldn't call it as a resistance to technology adoption. One point of time, IT used to be seen as a cost center. The organization used to think you keep dumping money into the IT without any definite result. But today, IT is seen as a technology enabler for any organizational success. So when the transition happens, for any IT, what I call investment, you can always have a return on investment and clear business case that can be drawn. Today, every technology has to deliver a definite business outcome. If that can happen, then you can always find money to invest. So this is our responsibility as to show that value of technology for a business, how it can transform. We talk about digitization. We talk about Internet of Things. When you bring in multiple data sources which were not available earlier, connect the unconnected, the amount of information that can be obtained, and when it is analyzed and be put to use with the best business intelligence, it can only drive your business higher and higher. So how you look at the overall perspective and how you address it, that makes a difference.
All right. Going forward, what does 2016 look like in the technology spheres?
Very exciting period, I would say. When I say digitization, including Kenya, governments is looking to digitize. Why they want to digitize? Because they want to offer better services to the common Wananchi. The more they take the services to the citizen, the more they need to digitize internally to make available the data all the time.
Right.
So that brings in a lot of dissimilar systems together that will make more and more information available to the common citizen. So this is going to improve the citizen service. This is also going to improve the overall economy. we are going to see a definite shift in that.
Okay. Well, thank you so much, J.A. Prasad, for coming here to talk to us about it. There are a number of other sectors as well that we are looking at, but what particular sectors are presenting opportunities? Because I know that, the government institutions are now taking up a lot of technology or are consuming a lot of technology, especially in information systems. But what are the other sectors where you see opportunity?
As I said earlier, we said service provider they will continue to invest. They are technology hungry organizations. And because with the advent of mobile and cloud technologies, they need to expand. And then we have government with the advent of digitization. And we are going to see with Internet of Things, the sectors such as manufacturing, utilities, real estate and retail, where you can make smart buildings and where you can ensure the energy savings, energy management of the whole buildings. So those are some of the sectors where we are seeing a lot of action happening.
All right. You talk about cloud and, not much uptake has been seen with cloud computing, but how is it for you?
We are in the beginning stage, I would call it as. Today, if you look at the consumption model, varies in the cloud. Customers, they wanted to increase their employee productivity. They wanted to go to markets faster. They wanted to increase their customer experience. And cloud technologies definitely are the solutions, one of the solutions definitely, which can help them to reach there faster, to realize their visions faster. But however, the consumption models needs to be understood. Whether it's a public cloud or private cloud or hybrid cloud, depending on the service that you take, the consumption models needs to be understood. So today, in this part of the world, we are all trying to learn this together and how we can best to take it to the market. So this is what is taking time. But it's a good problem to have in the sense that we wanted to ensure security end-to-end. When that is assured, then the customers will be more eager to embrace this technology.
All right. So from what I pick from you is that all the problems experienced in technology are good problems because solving them is part of the opportunity, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Well, thank you so much, J.A. Prasad, for speaking to us. J.A. Prasad is the head of strategy business at Copycat Group, talking to us about technology consumption. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
All right. Let's take a look at other stories making headlines.